Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share my experiences training for a Milsim event where my team is representing the UK's Royal Marines. I decided the best way to prepare was to hit an airsoft match wearing full Marines kit, head to toe. It was challenging, it was enlightening, and I learned a lot. So if you're thinking about going all in on a realistic loadout, stick around. We've got 9 good points and 9 not so good points about wearing full kit. Let's dive in. Before we get into the pros and cons, here's a quick rundown of what I wore. I had my Crye G4 BDU, absolutely love this. I had British MTP pouches on my battle belt, very hard to find in Japan. For a plate carrier, I have an Agilite K19 in a multicam, and all the pouches are chock full of everything I'm going to need for the Milsim. While I wanted to use a Mark 7 helmet for that authentic look, I stayed with my fast helmet with that nice Agilite multicam cover because it's what I had. And I've got my Bergen stuffed to the brim with everything I need for 2 days in sub-zero conditions, including food, jet boil, sleeping system, and 4 liters of water per day. For boots, we're rocking the Vans MTE, my favorite combat boot. I heard lots of guys in Ukraine were praising them, so I picked myself up a pair, and they're fantastic. And while running an L85 or KS1 would make sense, I wanted to kick it old school and run my MP5 SD3 to complete the ensemble. Wearing this kit was about more than just looking cool. It was crucial for testing my readiness for the Milsim, where I'd be working alongside teammates in similar gear. Let's get into what went right and what went wrong. Good points. Number 1, realism and immersion. When I hit the field in full Royal Marines kit, the immersion factor went through the roof. I felt like I was stepping into an actual operation. It was really cool. The mental switch into serious mode was immediate, which helped me just take the scenario and the games way more seriously. Like, I was really pieing corners this time. Number 2, training value. Carrying exactly what I'll have during the Milsim gave me an amazing training advantage. I knew how my gear behaved, how the weight affected my stamina, and how it limited or aided certain movements. This is invaluable real-world prep. Number 3, unit cohesion. When everyone in your team wears matching kit, it's easier to quickly identify friendly players and maintain that squad identity. It builds camaraderie, and it looks awesome in action and in photos. Honestly, I mainly did it for the photos. Number 4, gear familiarity. With the actual pouches I plan to use, I practice reloading and gear access under stress. I found the best way to position my magazines, my dump pouch, and other essentials. This means fewer surprises when the real Milsim event arrives. Honestly, it was just how to get to my mags and just remembering which pouches had which stuff in it. After the game, I reorganized all my pouches and it became a lot easier. Number 5, personal confidence boost. Let's be honest, you feel pretty cool when you're wearing authentic kit. That confidence can transfer into better gameplay. When you look good, you feel good, and you perform better. I performed a little better. Number 6, respect and recognition. So one cool thing was some other players actually recognized the Royal Marine kit just from the patches that we had, and it instantly sparked conversation. I got a lot of respect from players who appreciated the Milsim style authenticity, and this can help build relationships and network in the community. It was cool that the staff at the field also came over and talked to me about the loadout and wanted to take lots of photos that they could use for the website, so I was happy to help with that. Number 7, practical testing of accessories. I learned which straps, clips, or attachments were likely to come loose mid-game. Doing this in an airsoft game is far better than finding out during a Milsim event when the stakes and the walk back to spawn are much higher. Actually, there's no walk back to spawn. We only have 1 life at the Milsim, so you really don't want to die. I made some adjustments after the game and got rid of pouches I didn't use and adjusted straps and clips that came loose And now the loadout is much, much better. Number 8, encourages better teamwork. When the team sees you in full kit, there's often a trickle-down effect. Others might take a game a bit more seriously too, practicing proper comms, movement drills, and formations. You set the tone, and it elevates everyone else's game. Number 9, the most important, photos. Wearing full kit makes for fantastic pictures. You'll be able to look back on the match and see you at your peak of preparedness in a pretty sweet outfit. Now, let's have a look at the 9 bad points. The first one, I'm sure everyone's thinking it. You're right, it's weight. It was heavy. Let's not sugarcoat it. Carrying full gear is heavy. My shoulders were aching by the end of the day, and it definitely slowed me down when I tried to rush from cover to cover. I could sprint maybe 100 meters, and then I had to take a long break. Additionally, since you're carrying a heavy-ass pack, you present a bigger target to the enemy, and it's harder to take cover. There were a few times when I was shot in the backpack and I didn't feel it, but people let me know. Number 2, heat and sweat. Wearing thermals under your uniform is a great way to stay warm in sub-zero temperatures that the upcoming Milsim will be held in, and I wanted to get used to wearing all the different layers. But it gets hot. When you've got a plate carrier, when you've got a helmet, and when the sun is out, you're sweating buckets. It was only 10 degrees on that day, but I was uncomfortable. Number 3, reduced mobility. With the extra weight and bulk, you just can't move as freely. Getting low, crawling, or even sprinting felt more cumbersome. It's a trade-off, realism versus mobility. The key one though was getting up from the prone position with a 30-kilogram pack on your back and a rifle in your right hand is surprisingly difficult. I actually had to practice it on the weekend. I had to go over to the park, practice running around in the park, getting down to prone and getting up with my pack just using my left arm. And man, that was hard. Fun, but hard. Number 4, fog. Yeah, fog was a bit of an issue. The helmet itself wasn't too bad, but once you add goggles and a balaclava, you get some serious fogging issues. I was relying on my X-Fog system a lot, and I didn't really want to because it's noisy. For the next game, I'm going to improve this just by getting better anti-fog glasses, so I don't have to have the noisy fan blurring in the background. Number 5, money. Authentic or even high-quality replica kit is expensive. If you're on a budget, this could be a big downside. The total investment might just be too high if you play casually. I've already dropped about $2,000 into this loadout, which includes the custom gun, the Bergen with sub-zero camping gear, the Agilite plate carrier, and the Cryes. Yeah, it's a lot. Number 6, it's overkill. In some casual or just walk-on airsoft matches, wearing such a complete and high-end kit might feel like overkill and kind of makes you look like a knob. Yeah, I know. You might get a few raised eyebrows from players that are just there for a quick weekend game, and yeah, it is what it is. Number 7, slower reloads. Simpler rigs are faster for reloading. With full kit, you have to maneuver around pouches and straps on your plate carrier. You know, it's more realistic, but it can slow down your response time. I found that it was really difficult to access my magazines sometimes because the ATAC system kept getting in the way. And we have to use that for the Milsim, so I had to get used to having the ATAC system on. Number 8, possible discomfort and chafing. Wearing extra layers, heavy belts, and a plate carrier can cause friction points around the waist, shoulders, and neck. If you don't have everything fitted perfectly, you'll pay for it in soreness or even blisters. My shoulders were just killing me the next day. Number 9, standing out to your opponents. While wearing this kit may make you look awesome to your teammates, it can also make you a prime target. Opponents may assume that you're more experienced or carrying better gear and thus are going to gang up on you. I definitely got lit up a lot And it did kind of feel like people were, you know, singling me out. But that's definitely my own fault for dressing and acting the way I did. So there you have it, 9 pros and 9 cons of wearing full kit to an airsoft match. If you're prepping for a Milsim or just love the authenticity, the good can outweigh the bad. The key is knowing what you're getting into. Make sure you stay hydrated, adjust your loadout for comfort, practice your movements and reloads with that added bulk, and keep your gear well maintained. Ultimately, if you're aiming for maximum realism and training value, then wearing full kit is definitely worth trying. Just be prepared for the physical and financial investment. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and consider subscribing for more airsoft content. Let me know in the comments if you've ever gone full kit and what your biggest takeaway was. Hope this helped.